All right, so this video, I'm going to show you how to do like railings and things like that. So my railings are pretty simple, and you can make them more complex if you want, or if you want like a white picket fence around your yard, you can kind of use the same concept too. So I'm going to start with grabbing a box to make my, I'm basically doing the exact same thing that's over here, but just doing it fresh on this side. So I'm trying to make like these poles here. So I'm going to shrink it down, and you're going to kind of have to depend on like the scale of however you're doing things. So I want it to be in the ground there and stretch it up, but not through the roof. And that looks kind of wide, but you can decide if maybe you want it to be wide or not. I'm going to go, let's see what 4x4 looks like. And I want to get it all lined up where I want it in the corner here. I'll just keep it red for this one. So there is that one post. So I'm going to add another one in the back here and another one up by the steps. So I'm just going to duplicate it, and I'm going to use the arrow keys and just move it straight back. I like to use the arrow keys instead of the mouse because I feel like I can keep it all in a line still. So as long as I have the correct spacing I want from the side of the deck, I can just move it back. I'm just going to go a little bit into the house. So now when I duplicate and go to the right here, if I were to just to grab it, it ends up like all over the place, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get it perfectly aligned on those edges again. So that's why I really like duplicate and then using the arrow keys. It's a little slow, sometimes you gotta be really patient, but it works pretty well. Now those 3 posts are all the exact same height. So if I were doing this from scratch, I would do all of them that are this vertical part at the same time, that same sizing, everything. So now I want to make these little beams there, these horizontal parts. So either I can duplicate this and drag it out, and then I could rotate and use that. Or I could do that, and I can, maybe I want to make them a little thinner, so we'll go 2 by 2, sure. We'll make it a little thinner on this side. And I need to stretch it out because I don't, oh, that messed up everything though. Let's see what that looks like. So you can either duplicate it and kind of modify it, or you can drag out another box, make it from scratch again. All right, so that's pretty high. I'm going to lower it down and move it over. I did pretty good on estimating that length there. So that looks pretty good. So maybe we'll go up a little higher and duplicate it, and then I'll just drag it down low to give that bottom part. So maybe instead of just doing straight rails across, I want to add in like little thin ones in there too. I can easily do that. So drag out a new box. Maybe we'll do 1. And that still should be 2. And we'll shrink it down. We can lift it up. And maybe let's go back a little bit more. You can add in smaller ones like that. This kind of same idea is what you do for like a picket fence. And once you have one, you can duplicate it, move it over, figure out that spacing, duplicate it again, and it'll automatically do that spacing, and duplicate, duplicate. And really quick and easy way to add that little bit of detail. So say and I could do the same thing over here, just rotate it and duplicate it across. So if you wanted to add more detail in any of these, so while you're building that first one, You want to make it that exact detail. So maybe I want to add a hole through it. Maybe I wanted this. Oh, that is huge. So maybe I wanted to do some detail design work in there too. You could do that, and then once you drag that in, you can duplicate it and it'll copy it all across. Or if you wanted rounder corners or like a pointy top, like a picket fence would have, you can do that same idea, just like how I did that fencing.